In 1931, the Olympic Committee decided to give the Olympics to Germany. Hitler, the Nazi Party, took a democracy and turned it into a dictatorship. And in order in 1933 to make the Olympics palatable to the rest of the world, they decided to have it in Berlin. But guess what? They had anti-Jewish signs, anti-Jewish caricatures, and everything trying to get rid of the Jews. But the international community wasn't very happy about it. So they took and said, hey, we've got some Jews in the Olympics. 2 days before the Olympics, they took them out of the Olympics. Now let's talk about our country, the country that we love, the United States. How did they feel about their Jewish members in the Olympics? Anybody know? They took them out of participation. Those that ran the 400-meter relay and were on top of the field 2 hours before they were supposed to report to start, they were pulled in order not to embarrass the Nazi leader Adolf Hitler, so he wouldn't have to present anything to them standing on the winning team. So much for us here. Now, I want to tell you about a Holocaust survivor whose family is in Richmond. His name was Simcha Schatz. A 60-year-old man diagnosed with blockage of his heart vessels. He refused surgery. Instead, he started to run. And when they asked him why he was running in marathons, he said, because I can. And my neighbors that were born in Bajara, Poland, cannot. I was born in 1935 in Lithuania. My father was a lawyer, but because he was a Jew, he could not practice law. In 1941, the Germans drove the Russians out, and we haven't got time to go into all of it. If you want to hear me later, or one day you check, I'll tell you where I'll be. And they put us in a concentration camp. It started out as a ghetto. On October 21st, 1941, 27,000 of us were put in a field known as Democratic Square. There we stood in front of a sergeant and even an officer. And he asked, "Was ist dein Beruf, verfluchter Jude? What is your profession, damn Jew?" In one day and in one night, they killed 10,500 of us. 4,227 children were annihilated in that one night. Out of 220,000 Lithuanian Jews, less than 5,000 survived. 92% of us were killed by our neighbors, not the Germans. Only 118 children survived, I'm one of those. I was in 3 different selections to be deported for execution. Now I want to tell you, by concluding with Nokiat Mitzvah, Hebrew for daffodil, one of the wild flowers of Israel that grows all over the land and are grown commercially near Brecon in Poway, Wales, to produce gladatamine, a drug used to combat Alzheimer's. Zohor, remember.